Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. In this video I'll be showcasing my Chain Lightning Sorcerer build, or Sorceress, whatever you want to call it. And it's not done yet, but I'd say it's actually quite nice in this new season. And it has been running me at level 72. I've been running tier 40 Nightmare dungeons without much trouble. I mean, I die sometimes, especially because my armor isn't up to level yet. I'm gonna die quite a few times. So let's get right into it. The armor first. One of the best things you would want to get is, of course, a good roll on your weapon, but with the aspect, I would say either getting the crit damage or the damage against stunned enemies. And the brilliance is, I think, or elementalist, I don't know, one of the aspects. I'm sorry, I don't know the aspect's name from the top of my head anymore, but there's one that also deals damage against stunned, frozen, or immobilized enemies, and that can get up to 70% on your weapon, so that's also really good. This one, of course, with a better roll, this would be very good, but I have 125 mana, so most of my casts will indeed be above 100 mana, because there's a lot of mana regen in this build. For my boots, this is just 25% increased movement speed, but you could get something else on there, especially the things that are just a constant movement speed buff, if you can keep it like 100% uptime. This goes very well with my chest piece, because I get let's say, no, oh well, I don't have that chest piece anymore, but I used to have that. I get unstoppable for 4 seconds, I think, from my ice barrier, but I don't have that anymore. That have really nice synergy with this, because I could have permanent unstoppable and also almost permanent unstoppable, but also just a lot of movement speed. But now it's just with teleport. Each time you get 4 seconds of movement speed, which is a little bit better than the other one, because that's 3 seconds. Anyway, less damage from vulnerable crowd control enemies. The most enemies that are going to damage you do have the vulnerable, because you're going to be hitting them. So that's probably one of the biggest ones. Chain Lightning has an increased chance of proc. You could also put this on your weapon, but I'm quite doubtful if this would actually increase the damage much more. But of course, you also want chain lightning ranks in there. As you can see, I have sacred gloves. These aren't really optimized. The lucky hit chance is pretty low. I would probably want crit chance on that a little bit more than I would want lucky hit chance, but that's also pretty good, just a low roll. So I need to get these ancestral as well. This one, there are much better aspects. You could play around with this a lot, especially the rolls on the aspects and just the gear. But this is overall just showcasing that even though I have subpar gear, like I could use a lot of improvements on it, it's still a really good build. And it's definitely not tier 100 or whatever, but it's getting there, and I'm rushing things quite fast, especially in the right Nightmare dungeon. So yeah, this one's just increased card control damage, and when they're unstoppable, because you're going to be stunning a lot with this build, then they'll be getting you deal increased damage to them, which is quite a lot. And this is one of the only armor pieces that can actually increase your damage, armor aspects. And then you have the disobedience. That's just a must. This is a pretty bad roll as well, but it's quite a must. And also cooldown reduction is very nice. Ranks to lightning spear, also good. So this is a pretty decent helmet, also with intelligence. Then this one, extra glass cannon, is amazing, and increased damage while your barrier active. All of your cooldowns will give you a barrier, so these are very important, and these are quite nice to have. Then Chain Lightning bounces, you get mana back. If you have this on 3, you don't really need much more other mana regeneration stuff, except for the lightning orbs that drop everywhere. Those two, I think, will be set with your mana, especially with the legendary aspect that gives you 10% mana back. You'll be at a lot of mana all the time, and that's very nice synergy with more bounces, because that means more mana back. So I have this one as well, which I'm trying to switch out, but it's restoring 4 of your crowd for primary resource. When you crowd control an enemy with a lot of stunning, you'll be getting a lot of mana back, but I think this is a bit overkill, so I'm trying to see if I can switch this one out. But it's still a very good roll in the ring, so I'm keeping it for now. Then let's just go into Vampiric powers for a second. I don't have any of the Accursed Touch, which could be quite good, and with the lucky hit, if you have a pretty good roll on your lucky hit chances as well, it can get even better. But for now, I have the easier ones, which also mean I don't really have to do much on my gear. We have Ravenous, which gives you a lot of attack speed, 40% of your total movement speed. Especially when you kill an elite, you'll get a lot more, because my boots will give more movement speed when killing an elite 42%. 40% of that is almost a 20% attack speed buff, just like that. So it's very good, and you can keep this up quite a lot of the time, especially if you're killing a big mob. Damage to vulnerable enemies, which is just great, and also you will give enemies vulnerable, which is also a nice buff, especially when you're there's not too much vulnerable in there because we removed Frost Nova, but I think it's still great to have this in your arsenal, and just the extra damage is great. So this one's fortifying. When there's a lot of mobs, you would want this. You would want this a lot, and the crit chance is also very nice. You can switch this out for the every time you cast a skill, because you'll be casting your skill quite a lot. So this one is a little bit optional. If you're doing like bosses or something, this is better. But if there's a lot of mobs, this is better. So that's one you can switch out. Ultimate skill gains cooldown reduction, insane, and deals more damage. Is not really truly that big because I don't have any damage over time effect. So place. I was just reading it. Domination is increased damage to stunned, immobilized, or frozen. That's great. And the instant kill works on loot goblins, which is quite a nice interaction. But that means just if you injure a loot goblin, it's instantly dead. So that's great, and it just helps a lot with killing all these annoying mobs. Paragon board. I have quite a bit of a weird Paragon board, I would say. But for now, I took the non-physical damage and vulnerable damage, so the exploit glyph. I'm currently leveling up this one, and for this I immediately went to static surge, which every 100 mana you get one chain lightning cast for free, which synergizes very well with your enchantment, which is every 100 mana you gain a chain lightning, which means you basically get 2 chain lightnings for the price of 1. If I'm reading that right. So it also casts a new one, right? Oh, no, wait, it doesn't cast a new one, but your next one will be doing vulnerable and restore mana. The mana is really good. So really, this is really one of the biggest mana regenerations, and you have vulnerable without Frost Nova. That's also amazing. So you don't need Frost Nova or Frost Bolts or whatever, frozen orbs. So you can just focus on Chain Lightning, which frees up a enchantment slot, which is really great. Overwhelming, also one of the notes you would get. So stunning enemies really ups your damage a lot. Sadly, the destruction doesn't have enough spaces here or enough dexterity nodes in there, so I can't really get that. Then there's paralyzing, which gives extra mana, amazing as well. I took the conduit, which I need more dexterity for, but I'm slowly getting up to a little bit more dexterity for these things, getting all of the dexterity glyphs where I can, and Caesar's conduit because 90% damage increase. Crackling energy actually does do quite a bit of damage as well. I'll show you in my skill tree as well that I took some choices which synergize a little bit with crackling energy, and this will just go up and up and up the more intelligence you have. I have 600 now, but if you get this up to thousands, you will get quite a nice bonus of damage on it, and it actually does count a bit towards the damage, especially with the small mobs. They instantly get killed by your crackling energy, which is great because you'll be picking it up a lot. If Fireball doesn't really matter, it's just to get the points for the core skills. Core skills, you want the Devastation and Elemental Dominance because you'll be casting it above 50 mana almost permanently. Chain Lightning, you want to get as much from your item as possible. I think 4 is for the Ancestral Gear. Then also Destructive Chain Lightning to form Crackling Energy. There'll be a lot of Crackling Energy around, so this is good. You could switch it out for Greater Chain Lightning, so it could do even more damage because there's another Crackling Energy generator in there. Then we have Flame Shield, which I only put 1 point in. You could go to 50% Mythic Life Healing, but I think potions for now are doing me quite well. So there's 35% of my health. I just spam potions. So for now I'm good, but maybe later on that will be switched out. Shimmering Teleport, so damage reduction is pretty good. You could opt out for for 4/6. No, nah. This could, if you're into the Crackling Energy build, you could do this if you're really not missing any damage, but this really helps me survive. 30% is quite a lot as well. You could keep this quite a good uptime as well. 6 points into Glass Cannon, 3 from the items, of course. 36% increased damage is insane, and really need the survivability because I'm taking 18% more damage, but it's still going fine. This is nice. You can proc this almost every 10 seconds because you're critting quite a bit, and lucky hit chance on the Chain Lightning is not that bad. For Ice Armor, I do have that 4 points in it. putting points up doesn't really matter. It's not the putting points in, it's the that you just have it. So that's good. Nice that I have it on an item. Precision magic. That's just, wait. I don't need a point in there. So practically I could put a point somewhere else. Nice. Okay, just realized that. Nice. It's good to go over your build, I guess. Lightning Spear is just a base stun stick. Lightning Spear will be critting. I just put 1 point in there. I didn't put 5 in there, so just so you know. And this is basically your stun stick because every time a critical strikes, it will stun an enemy. I did try out with Conjuration Mastery, but it's not that good. So I played around with that a little bit, but it wasn't really as up to speed. If you don't like the build, shut up. No. So for the ball lightning, somebody commented on my stream. So for the ball lightning, this is basically your other generator of crackling energy, because if someone gets hit 4 times by it, and it's summoning these without actually casting the spell, because each and every time your enchantment will get a critical strike, you have a 25% chance on a lucky hit to create a static ball lightning, which will then later on increase more and more. And also a skill switch attack speed, which you get a nice bonus from your other stuff. So it synergizes quite well. And you could get 4+ on this from your pants as well. So this is very good to have and have maxed out as well. So I still need 4 points for this with better pants, to be honest. This is your main mana regeneration, which is quite debatable if it's still necessary with the 2 aspects that I have. But you'll be getting so much crackling energy. And sometimes there's just some type of enemies that also take your energy. So you would really want to have this in there, because you just run around to all of the crackling energy and your mana will be instantly full, which will get you a crit chance as well from your aspect. Then 1 point into this one, Supreme Unstable Currents, which I didn't do before, but it pulses faster, so a lot more damage it gets in there, and especially with your Paragon board increasing the damage of the crackling energy, I think it's quite nice to have that in there as well. So we have Course and Currents maxed out for extra crit chance, Electrocution maxed out for less damage, and Conduction maxed out for extra movement speed. And we're doing a full throw energy, which means that our Unstable Currents is already at a 46% cooldown, but 46 seconds cooldown. But it increases or it decreases so fast that it goes just very quickly. And you'll be getting this, I think, like roughly every 30 seconds. So that's quite a nice uptime, and that's not even optimized. So you could get this down even lower. And yeah, I think I need to choose where I'm going to put that 1 point in. Which 1 point could help my build a little bit. This could be, but I already believe that I'm... No, I don't want all resistances. Could get 3 extra mana, but that doesn't really do anything. This one is a little bit more damage. Critical strike. Extra increase to form crackling energy could be good. I think I could combine that with testing this, but I think I'm just gonna put this, because there's a difference between 0 and 1. I would say having 3% chance to stun someone just randomly. I think this procs quite a bit more often, I think, and yeah, I synergize well with stuns. So just having this on 1, I'm just gonna try it out. See, probably not gonna notice it too much, but we'll see. As for the spells that I have in my inventory, or inventory that I have in my hotbar, teleport, of course, Lightning Spear, so no Frost Nova, because we've already got our Chain Lightning to apply vulnerable, so we don't need the Frost Nova to apply vulnerable, and Lightning Spear stuns people, which is another form of CC, which is quite nice, and it synergizes a little bit more because it's all lightning. Then we have Ice Armor, which is just a barrier, and of course generates a barrier from the passive. Stable Currents, Flame Shield, which is your oh shit button. If anything goes wrong, I'll press that. And Chain Lightning, of course, which is our core skill. And as for the enchantments, so enhanced Chain Lightning or Chain Lightning enchantment, that's it. Every 1 mana we get a free cast, which basically means every 3 times we cast it, we get a free 4th cast, which is great. And static lightning balls, which are quite nice. You could switch it out, the static lightning ball, for a firebolt build, and then spend the points you spent in here in doing the critical strike damage increased, but I don't have that much. Well, I do have quite a bit of crit chance, but I don't believe that's much better damage-wise. But you do gain a lot from the burning skills, or the fact that all enemies you basically hit are burning. So you could synergize a little bit with that as well. But for now, this has been quite nice. So I'm gonna do a quick run of a dungeon. Let's see, what time is it? Okay, nice. I still have 30 minutes left. And then let's see, 30% extra lives, start with choice around deadly pulse. Some of these affixes are quite terrible, so I think I'm gonna go and just
not while I'm in town.
Create a new one, because it just takes some of these aspects really. I think they made it to just be very annoying, and they didn't really think of mine, or they did think of mine. But let's do a 41. Let's see. Maybe I just got 50. That might be a little. 42 is good. After the torrents, killing a monster, chance with blood blisters. Okay, those are. Poof. Okay, this one's gonna be rough, but you know what? We're just gonna go for it. Resets all skills in Paragon. Take a potion and just go. I did say it clears 40, although I have not done a 42 yet. So let's just see. We'll see how it goes. We'll do it live, and we'll see how it goes. So one of the cool things about this build is actually that it kills quite quickly from outside the range. So if you're quite a bit fast, you start pre-firing basically. And okay, this is gonna be quite difficult. I already know. Just from the first 2 mobs, I know that it's. But okay, after just 1 second or something, the build will just start going. And you can see how many of the crackling energies are just dropping everywhere. And those generate mana. Each of those generates 12 mana. So you can see that you won't have any mana issues anytime soon. And of course, see how I'm talking about how it clears way beyond what you actually can see. So once you're there, most of the stuff will already be cleared, which is quite nice. But you just have to be careful not to get one shot, because enemies in this kind of region do a lot of damage. As you can see, the blisters almost one-shot me, which I'm quite amazed I didn't die by, because I was not paying attention to everything in chat. And the increased experience also makes me up level quite a bit. And this is why you actually quite need the fire flame shield thingy, because you do need a oh shit button, especially when you teleport into enemies like that. I have the habit of teleporting into the fight, and that's a very bad habit to have, but basically each and every time I do it, I immediately get regret. And why do I need to go there? Just like that, if there was like an elite over there, yeah, I maybe would have died in there. So that's how fast it can go. Especially just these random enemies can just almost kill me by a few hits. You need to really be careful, but we're doing quite nice. We do need to actually not forget to kill the orbs. They're in the neighborhood. So, I missed. Nice. 2-2 strike. That's very good.
I need more time.
Be careful with the drop. But 2 strikes really good, because I always think that the build synergizes with crit strike. So every time you crit, it's a very good drop. That basically means you were spawning a lot of the static lightning orbs, and each of the enemies. One of the best things about this build is that it's auto-targeting. Basically, I don't need to do anything. I just click in their general direction and hope for the best. So it kind of feels like I'm kiting the enemies, because I'm always between the casts. I'm just walking around because I don't want to get hit. Especially at this stage with my kind of armor, I have a lot of sacred armor, so I don't really have that much damage reduction in there. Oh, an event. Well, we'll do the event just to showcase that even events are not that difficult for me at World Tour 42. Would be very embarrassing if I died during the event though. But I used to be very, well, let's say, cheap with my ultimate, meaning I wouldn't cast it at all. Unless there was an elite, I would cast my ultimate. But as you can see, my ultimate just stopped being offline, and it's already at 20 seconds cooldown. Because I'm constantly walking, it's like a mini game, constantly walking through the crackling energies. Oh, and that was bad. I'm amazed that it didn't insta-kill me. I guess that's disobedience doing its job. But as you can see, my ultimate is already up again, and I didn't even finish the sentence. So that's basically one of the biggest upsides to all of the crackling energy in this build. And also I'm just constantly zapping enemies, especially when the ultimate is up, you'll be zapping even faster. It means you'll get a lot of extra damage without even casting anything. Which is also always a good bonus. I almost thought that I already finished the Nightmare dungeon, but that's not it. So, as for the Paragon board, it's not optimized at all, but as you can see, my only glyph that I actually use is level, I think, okay, let's see, dexterity we need. Oh, another point. Okay. But bosses, I do clear quite fast. So I haven't done a boss at this level yet, but lots of time with the bosses really. I just do need to not die, because that is something this build does suffer from. Squishiness. This build can really get KO'd real quick, especially at the higher levels, but as you can see, it is already done. And that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish on with the stream. If you are ever into watching me stream, I stream quite a lot of the time, and if you subscribe, you'll know immediately when I stream. So thank you for watching, and have a nice New Year's Eve.